to do that and hear from some voices in the sector. And the first voice I want to talk to is a lady I just met. She's actually she's pitching in a little bit for our person, and I appreciate that, Helen, for doing that. She's from here in Bristol Elder Services, because it's not just Michael Weeks talking about it or the Providers Council staff. You need to hear from folks there. So we got a few voices that we'd like you to hear. Helen?
Good morning. I've worked at Bristol Elder Services. We've worked with elders 20 plus years. Most of it's been here at Bristol, as Nancy knows. But also most of it's been protective services. My job right now is to screen the protective service intakes that come in, so make the decision whether we're going to investigate or screen them out to another resource. We had planned to have a lady come in today, and she's not feeling well, so I hope you'll accept my rendition of her story. It's all true. Anyway, her name is Frances. She's a 73-year-old widow. She owns her own home locally, raised 3 children that are now grown. One of her sons, is an alcoholic, and her daughter had to move out of state because she lost her job here. To keep employment for her family and to support her family, she had to move out of state. So emotionally supportive, but at a distance. And the third son was our alleged perpetrator, our AP. And this gentleman had a master's level degree and was a very successful businessman. However, he came across a situation where he was injured, had back surgery. And he was prescribed pain pills for his back surgery. Now, how many of us here haven't had some injury where we've gotten pain pills? Unfortunately, he became addicted to them. And after a time, he ran through all his sources of getting them legally and began to get them on the street. This gentleman ended up addicted to heroin, which sounds like quite an impossibility, but it's true. He ended up living with his mother, lost his job, lost his family. His wife divorced him, took the kids, lost the house. So now he has no income and no place to live. So he turns to his mom, who says she's going to help him out, lets him come and live with her. Well, there's a problem there because she's on a fixed income. And now he has a habit that he needs to feed, and he has no money to do it with. So consequently, he's constantly borrowing money from his mother. And this develops to the point where it's now badgering. And as his addiction grows, her stress, her fear begins to grow. Now, as any of you that know protective services know that people don't always get help the first time. They don't always agree to it. And she didn't, truthfully. We went out there several times. And at first, no, it's my son, I can't do that to him. I don't want to get him into trouble. I'm going to help him out as much as he can. Mother's guilt. You know, love for your child, you do what you can. Well, this began to spiral pretty much out of control till she was constantly badgered. The first time she did take action, she allowed the worker to help her get a restraining order. And as you know, with restraining orders, it's a 10-day, and then you go back to court, and the other person you're getting the restraining order against is there in court, and then you can extend it, for a year. She went as far as getting the 10-day. She had, even before getting this restraining order, gone to a neighbor's house. She was too afraid to go home because of all that was going on. But, fear kind of, dissipated a little bit, and she did not continue the restraining order. However, the threats became worse, and the badgering became worse, till she was becoming physically so stressed and ill that she had to do something about this. This is a lady who drives. This is not a frail elder that is trapped in her home, but yet she doesn't feel safe anymore. She did agree finally to allow the worker to help her get the restraining order again. This time she did continue it. And she was able to, her son had been arrested a couple of times. The last time, however, she went away for the holidays to visit the family out of state. And when she was gone, he had broken into her home and taken jewelry and items to sell. to feed his habit. And again, he was arrested, and now hopefully getting the help that he needs in the prison system. But this lady went through so much, and in the end, now she's indigent. The worker has given her information on reverse mortgage and possibly selling her home. She gets home delivered meals from us because it helps to defray her food bill. That's how bad her situation is at this point in time. So she got a great deal of support through the workers, the protective workers, and the court system, and she was able to at least have peace of mind. She did what she could to save herself, and in her mind as well get help for her son, which is one of the things she really wanted to do out of all of that. I guess that's Francis's story, and she's at peace at this point anyway. She can live her life, she can make her decisions, not good ones. It's hard to lose a home if that's what she has to do. But I think she feels she lived up to her responsibility as a parent and still was able to maintain herself, her safety, and her self-independence. I know in this, I'm talking about Francis, who's 73, but in all my years of working with elders, I've seen a large change in the population. Years ago, you didn't see many 60-year-olds. And now with the baby boomers, and I am one, I must own up to that. A lot of us here are. We're seeing more and more. The numbers are increasing dramatically. The other day I had 5 intakes on my desk. 4 of them were 62, 62, 64, 67, and 81. So at least I had one older person in there, but the numbers are increasing dramatically, and the cases are more complex. We're dealing with AIDS, we're dealing with drugs, not alcohol, the drug of our parents or grandparents, but we're dealing with hardcore drugs, with AIDS, homelessness, you name it. We're getting some really complex cases that require legal intervention and so forth. I thank you.